National unemployment numbers typically come out the first of the month, but we have to wait for the regional and state. We've now got Kansas and Missouri and where we rank as far as unemployment and how people are doing finding jobs here in the Kansas City metro area. Joining me now is Scott Anglemeyer from Workforce Partnership on the Kansas side, but you're very familiar with what's happening. Talk a little bit about what these numbers are. First, let's start with no change.
No change in either the Kansas numbers or the Missouri numbers, at least in terms of the unemployment rate itself. That unemployment rate is a component of several different things, and just because there's no change doesn't necessarily mean nothing positive is happening.
And I did want to make sure that people understand that they adjust that for seasonal. So even though a lot of people might have gotten seasonal work, this is all adjusted to not have that skew the numbers, for instance.
That's right. If they didn't adjust it, you would see some pretty wide swings in the summer. You'd also see some wide swings in December, since there's a lot more employment around the holiday period.
So you talked about the good parts. Tell me what's going on that is good, because we need to have hope that we're in the right direction. You were telling me Kansas has seen really at least decent numbers in 6 months straight.
Yeah, the state of Kansas is reporting job growth for 6 months straight. It's not huge job growth, but it is job growth. In Missouri, I think there's been a little more fluctuation, but the general trend in Missouri as well is for more employment.
All right. And we talked about where you're seeing the openings, as far as there are 3 categories I know you talked with me this morning about.
Yeah, Monster.com just came out with a report that ranked the Kansas City metro area in the top 10 hottest job markets. Now, saying it's a hot job market is probably a little bit exaggeration.
Right?
It's the least cool. But their report said that all of these top 10 tended to have strong growth in healthcare and information technology, and we're seeing some signs of that. And in fact, one of the things that we're focusing on with our organization and some of our partner organizations is where those two meet. Healthcare information technology is something that's going to be growing, and there's going to be a lot of employment in that area.
Hospitals, and we know Cerner's expanding, and that's the information technology on the healthcare side. So you also mentioned retail. That was a little note that Kansas City stuck out in, that we're actually seeing some growth in retail.
The Monster report specifically cited retail as an area where there's some growth here, and there has been some growth in there have been some new retailers come in. There's some new opportunities. That's not one that necessarily is a great long-term career option, but it's a wonderful stepping stone for a lot of people.
All right, and we did talk about, we have a lot of folks actually obviously unemployed when you got a rate that doesn't change at 9.1 for the metro, I think it was. You had said to me, there's a couple of things to remember. If you're out there, you're looking for a job, just a few little points to just remember and try to keep with.
I mean, in a lot of ways, these are generalities, but these are really important. We want people to stay positive. It really shows in the way you do things. It shows in your cover letter. It shows in your interviews. If you're not positive, you've got to be positive. Networking was always good, and use some of these social networking tools to network. Things like LinkedIn are wonderful tools to get to know people. You find out about some of those hidden job opportunities.
And many recruiters tell us the same thing. LinkedIn is where you got to be. Transferable skills. This is a real talent too. If you don't know what you're doing, you may want to get some help from maybe you at Workforce Partnership.
Yeah, exactly. The nature of this recession is that some of those jobs that were lost are never going to come back. The new jobs that will open up will be in other industries, so you've got to figure out how the skills that you have transfer over. And more skills are transferable than people think. Everybody's got skills that can meet some of these new job opportunities that are there, and brush up on the ones that you don't.
And think long-term, maybe not the short-term fix, but maybe really dedicate to finding that career.
And that means several things. That might mean find more training if you have opportunities for more training. It might also mean take that stepping stone job, but continue to look.
Okay. Scott Anglemeyer from Workforce Partnership. Thanks for being willing to come in such quick notice.
You're welcome.
Good point is, not a lot of change. It's not going down, I guess.
Right.
Great information for all of us. We'll be right back after the break.